How's it going, everybody? Really quick video just to show you how to plant out tomatoes into the tunnel. You can hear the ducks in the background there, so excuse the noise, but that's just life here in the polytunnel. They're right next door to us here. So I'm going to show you how to plant a tomato directly into the ground. Now these tomatoes you saw when I pricked those out a couple of weeks ago in the last video, and ideally I would have planted these out before now. These ones actually went out last Saturday, and you can see where I've done some into pots and some directly into the ground. Now, after a week, you can see that the ones in the pots are doing slightly better. They've gone into just a normal multi-purpose compost. They're probably after growing a little bit faster, but I do think that over the long term, if you have the chance to put it directly into the ground, you will be better off for a number of reasons. Number one, okay, you get a little bit more heat into the pots because obviously they're up off the ground, they're black in colour, they're going to soak up a bit more heat on the root zone. But you will have the challenge of keeping them watered, and that is a real challenge up there because they will dry out a lot quicker than in the ground. You also think that over time you get a lot better tasting tomatoes if you're directly into the ground. So, but it doesn't really matter, either will work, but just if you're in pots, just make sure that you're keeping them watered and keeping them fed throughout the year. You can see here I was using builder's lines as the sort of crop wire, but I ideally wouldn't be using that. You'll see these latest ones that I've put in, I'm using a jute twine. I just didn't have any at the time. They'll be fine, they're just a little bit slippier, and they're also a tiny bit harsh on plants. So jute twine is ideal, but it doesn't really matter. So I'll just show you how I plant them. So you start off, the ground is loosened up, and literally you just take out enough for the depth of the plant. Just move it out with your hands, and then I'm just putting a bit of a fistful. Now I have a mix here of seaweed, ground seaweed, and some mycorrhizal fungi, and just put that into the bottom of the hole. Just tease out the plant. Roots are not pot bound, it's all good. As I say, I would have ideally moved these a little bit sooner, but it hasn't been really warm enough up until now. So pop it into the hole. Oh, before I do that, I'm just going to pop the string in. So the string goes directly into the base of the hole and pull it up on the other side. And then I sit the tomato plant right down on top of that. So the string now is held, and it'll get more secure as the tomato beds into the ground. So you just literally fill it back in, give it a little bit of a prise around. Now that string, I'm going to bring it straight up to the crop wires at the top and just cut it off and tie it off. As soon as you plant them in, with your watering can or your hose, and give them a good water in, and within a week, so these guys were literally like that a week ago, so you'll see the difference. Like, they're absolutely going to explode out of the ground now. And from there then I'll give you another video in a week's time, just show you how we start to train them around. So we'll literally wrap them around the crop wires as they go up along. So it's a little bit early yet, but you can see the principle. We'll just wrap it around as we go up, and we'll remove the side shoots. And already these ones are starting to put out flowers, so that's what we're looking for early. And we'll keep them clean. Any leaves that are starting to change colour, that are going a bit yellow, we'll take them off and keep the plants clean and keep them healthy. This is an airy tunnel anyway, so I'm hoping that we won't have any problems with blight or anything like that. So that's how you plant tomato plant directly into the ground. I've done pretty much the same thing over here, except with the string, I put it out through the hole in the bottom of the pot and secured it that way. But it's the same principle. It's coming up at the side of the plant, it's tied off onto the crop wire at the top, and then as the plant grows, we'll just wrap it around. So that's been the quick video on how to plant tomatoes into the ground. Until the next time, happy gardening.